everybody, my name is Merc and welcome back to the channel. And getting straight into the video here, I have spent a lot of time in the garden recently. The past week or so, I've spent a lot of time in the garden. I just want to share with you sort of the road I've taken, what the time I've spent sort of gets you, and my my goals and progression tactics for this area. Now, the garden is a farming area within Hypixel Skyblock. It's fairly new. It's only a few months old, and it's a really good way to level up your farming skill, and actually a really good viable way to make money now within Hypixel Skyblock. As I've made a new IRONMAN account, I thought one of the things I want to focus on is farming and go through this progression, and I've actually really been enjoying it. So what was the first thing I did doing this garden? And basically it was going in my plots and making a carrot plot. The carrot plot was the first thing I made because I noticed that the visitors I was getting were mainly carrot based. Now, if you look in the top left hand screen here, copper is like quite a big thing on this. It's the currency within gardens, and it's what you get from these guys for completing tasks, and that is the currency you use in the desk, in the Sky Mart, to buy things that help you with farming, and you know, you could upgrade things and stuff like that as well. So the currency for the garden and the garden only is copper, and you do the task to be able to get that and level up your stuff. But I noticed that carrots was such a big thing popping up. I built a carrot plot straight away pretty much, and yeah, I did a lot of carrot farming. But the thing is, with farming and with these plots, you still need to replant them and things like that. So getting replenished is something that you need to do early doors. So if you don't have a cocoa bean minion down, I suggest getting one down, and then while you're waiting for him to do all the work, because it does take a while to do it, one of the first things that you need to do is go into the Sky Mart and get the advanced garden hoe. Now, it only costs 25 copper, which actually isn't that much. You can, some people give you like 20 copper on their own, some give you a lot of copper, depending on the task that the visitors give you. Depends on the copper that they give. But as I said, because most of mine were carrots, I would farm carrots in the hub and then trade to get the copper, and got myself the advanced garden hoe, which is right here, and it has the replenish chant on it, so it's really, really good up until you get a mathematical hoe blueprint from doing farming events and getting Jacob's tickets and things like that. So upon getting the garden hoe and farming all the carrots and doing all the things that I can with it, I obviously made some other things too. I made a wheat farm, which you can see right here, and these farms are great. All you have to do is configure the plots in here, have the seeds on you at the time, and then you just press the one you want to make, and it automatically makes the place for it. And what you can do once it's fully placed is you can destroy any blocks that you don't like from it, and it stays like that, and you can save that preset. Now, there are loads of crazy good designs, and I'm still not crazy far in gardening yet. So obviously bear with me as I learn better designs or find new designs to do. I will update them, and I'll probably show you guys. To unlock new plots, you need the composter. Okay, I have 17 stored in here, and what it does is you basically need a crop meter. So X amount of regular seeds, wheat or anything will have their own value as to what they give in the composter as the crop meter. You need a minimum of 4,000 valued stuff to be able to make one compost. Now, these seeds actually start at so these seeds, turn them into box of seeds, they actually start at like 30,000 or something like that. I don't know, 25,000. So the box of seeds is really, really good, and seeds are really, really quick to get, so it definitely is worth getting them and putting them in. Now, you do need these seeds for armor, so don't put every one you get in, but it does help getting compost, especially at the start. So yeah, to configure new plots, as you can see here, you need a certain amount of compost to be able to get it. So I need 24 compost to get the next plot, and then basically you unlock the plot. You have to clear the plot out with Sam's scythe. He gives you a scythe, and you have to cut down the trees, get 100% of it cleared, and then you're able to plant what you want onto it. So getting the compost entails that, and seeds are really good for it. As I said, seeds are used for armor, but you can use it. I use it in here as well, one every now and then, and I've got 17 just saved up. You also need fuel, which you get only from the Sky Mart. Now, I assume that most people are IRONMAN, or they're doing this legit and not using the bazaar or the auction house. If you are, get it where you can, do what you can with it, it doesn't matter. but I'm just telling you where to get it at the base value. If you can get these things elsewhere, go for it. Now, biofuel, it costs 20,000 coins in this SkyMart. I normally get 100k coins out and put it in there, and then it fills it quite high up. You have up to 100k worth of fuel in there, but I think that gives it like 15, 20k, and you get X amount of compost. So yeah, definitely getting that going so you can make the new plots and stuff. And this takes a long time to do. So this is, even by the time getting this plot, that's about, you know, at least 2-3 hours worth of being in the garden to knock down on the plots, place the plots, farm them a few times, then place the new plot and things like that. So it is a grind. It does take a long time to do. Then the next thing I did after that was make a third plot, which is this one here, which is the pumpkin plot. Now the pumpkin plot is great because, first of all, I love farming pumpkin and melons because they're so easy. You just stand here and run this way. It's great. It's really, really good. As I said, there are so you do have the advanced garden axe, just like you have the hoe in the SkyMart, and it just really is good. The farming fortune on there, getting sunder as well, is really good. Now, the reason I went for pumpkin as like the first crop that I planted for a reason is because of the lantern helmet. And if I show you my things here, this lantern helmet gives you 1 farming fortune holding an axe, but it's for every farming level. So if you're farming level 10, you get 10 farming fortune when holding this axe. If you're farming level 20, you get 20 farming fortune holding this axe. So it is a really, really good helmet, especially when farming pumpkins, melons, and all those sorts of things. So pumpkin's really good for getting lantern helmet, and obviously rancher boots. That's right at the end of pumpkins though, and I've sort of like deviated from that a little bit to try and get some good armor. Now you start off with farm armor, which is pretty easy to get with enchanted hay bales, and I just got these from doing a few of the farming events that go around where you try and get the medals, and I managed to get this pretty quickly. I found that with 1 whole plot with this replenished advanced garden hoe, I was able to hit bronze almost every time, and I managed to do that enough to be able to get a mathematical hoe and make it a wheat hoe. Now this has loads of stats on it, turbo wheat 3, and I really am going to be grinding with this really well. Eventually I'm going to have 1 of each hoe and axe for whatever and whenever I need to make it. But this hoe is really good, and it's taken me a long time to grind up to. One thing you need is replenish. Unfortunately, I still have to use this advanced garden hoe at the moment because it has replenish on it. It comes with replenish. I've currently right now got 2 cocoa bean minions on my island grinding to try and get replenish as quick as possible so I could put it on this wheat hoe and use it to its full advantage. Now the next thing that I did was I made a melon farm. Melon farms are really, really good, really great. With pumpkin and with melon, I didn't really do the competitions to get the medals because everyone's doing them. They're so saturated, it's really hard to do. But what I did do was I made 2 plots side by side. I knocked down the middle area of it, therefore I was able to have it side by side continuous. And by the time I finish, if I start at the top right corner over here, by the time I finish at the back left corner, this top right corner has pretty much fully regrown itself. So it is just under, but pretty much almost completely infinite, which is amazing. So I could just sit here and grind melons, grind melons, grind melons, grind melons. It's absolutely amazing. It's really good. Definitely recommend doing this with melons and pumpkins because not only is it satisfying, it's good when you need it. Now, why do we grind melons? Now, with farm armor, there are upgrades. There's a really, really cool armor set in the garden that you need, which is... the last one is called Fermento armor. You get that from melon armor. Now, there are a few stages of this, but if I type melon armor, it will come up with the Fermento armor here. So Fermento armor is the best armor set within farming, within Hypixel, within the garden. As you can see, the farming fortune is 30, and that's just for the helmet. 35, 35, 30. It is really, really good. But your farming skill needs to be level 40 to get it. To get Fermento armor, you need a squash armor. Obviously, there's a squash helmet, plus all this other stuff here. To get squash armor, you need croppy armor, plus all this other stuff here. To get croppy armor, you need melon armor, plus all this other stuff here. So the way to get melon armor is by using melon blocks, as you would normally make armor, but it's 5 for each one slot. So it does take a while to end up mining or farming all of this to get it. And once you get it, you'll look a little something like this. Now, the good thing about this armor is, as you can see under the... So I'm hovering over the boots right now, and what it does, it has a tiered bonus. This armor set will allow you to drop something called croppies when you are farming wheat, carrots, or potatoes. So you need a minimum of 2 of the armor sets for this effect to take place. But essentially what croppies are and what they do, they allow you to get the croppy armor. So if I now hover over this, if I've just typed in Melon, and you've got croppy armor here, right? So this croppy armor has a bit better farming fortune, a bit better speed, a bit better health. It's just better farming armor in general. And to make it, you need the previous armor set. So you need the Melon armor, plus box of seeds. So you remember what I was saying earlier about the box of seeds, plus 10 croppies, or 20 croppies for this armor set, sorry, plus a tightly tied hail bale. So it goes well for getting the croppies, because the croppies are something you get from wheat. So it's really, really beneficial grinding wheat when doing it. So you can get croppies, plus you can get the tightly tied hay bales. But yeah, the croppy armor is the next step in the armor progression chain. After you've got the croppy armor, or 2 of the croppy armor pieces, you'll be able to get something called squash. Now, I'm actually unsure if you have 2 croppy pieces and 2 melon pieces, if you can get both, if you can get croppy and squash. Maybe that's something I will try out, and I'll let you guys know, but I'm not too sure, so I don't want to say that is the case. But I know you need 2 of each armor set for it to work, so maybe it does. Now, for this melon armor, you need a minimum of farming level 25 to use it. And there's a sort of a pattern with all these armor sets that each one goes up by 5 tiers of progression. So basically, for the croppy armor sets, which is the armor set after the melon, you need to be level 30 to craft and use this. Once you've got the croppy set and you're making the squash set, you need to be level 35 to be able to create this squash armor. And then, just likewise, going up in 5, you need to be farming level 40 to craft the Fermento armor set. So, starting at level 25, going up in 5s, you're able to craft the next armor set up. Now, you need to get each armor set and grind with each armor set to be able to unlock the next set. So it genuinely is like you have to grind with it. You can't just like get it and cheese your way up. You have to literally do it. Before you upgrade your sets, make sure you've got everything you can from it though. So, for example, croppies, if I type in croppy right now, by the way, this is NEU. This is a mod called NEU, which allows me to search for things in the game. It's a really good mod. So obviously we have the croppies here. There is a croppy talisman, which is made out of 4 stacks of croppies, which obviously gives you 10 farming fortune when farming wheat, carrots, and potatoes. So there is a squash ring as well, which uses the croppy talisman plus all these squash to grind to that. So it's basically like a tiered upgrade thing, but you need the next drop thing to go, if that makes sense. And again, it's not always the same things that you need to grind to be able to get them. So the croppies were wheat, carrot, potatoes. The squash drops are made from sugarcane, cactus, mushroom, and nether warts. With Fermento, you get the Fermento artifact, which is like the best thing, which gives you 30 farming fortune when breaking any crops. So it doesn't matter. So obviously, like the squash ring is good for wheat, carrots, and potatoes, but when you get the Fermento artifact, it's really good for getting any crop. It's really, really good. When you do have the Fermento chestplate, as it says here, it combines the tiered bonuses of all the pieces and grants extra farming fortune if you have all the pieces. So your farming fortune can be absolutely insane when having this Fermento armor, and it's absolutely crazy. I say this like I can get this in a day or 2, but this is going to take a very, very, very long time to get. And currently I have 39 croppies, plus I already have the layout for making the croppy helmet already made here. The next thing I need is like tightly tied hay bales, and then for the chest plate I need to get potatoes. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change one of the plots to potatoes and then grind it till I have enough of them. And then golden carrots, I already have a carrot plot, so I can make them quite quickly as well. But these tightly tied hay bales are what I'm sort of grinding to get first, because I need quite a lot of them and they take ages to get. So yeah, that's what I'm grinding towards, and that's what I've been getting. So yeah, I'm still quite early days when it comes to farming. I've spent a lot of time here and I really, really am enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, and I know it may be a lot of information sensory overload sort of thing right now, but that's late game, you know, that's towards the end. As I said, right now I'm working on my croppy armor. I need to be farming level 30 for it. And right now I am farming level 27. So I've still got a long way to go before I get that anyway. Pets are a big help. Right now I'm using a rabbit pet because the rabbit pet gives you extra farming skill boost, farming skill level boost, and we're doing a lot of stuff. And yeah, we just sit here grinding this quite a lot at the moment. But those are the things that I would say for you guys to go for. Obviously, in between, get plots where you can grind some of the events to get some of the medals, to get some really good hoes and things like that. Because obviously these mathematical hoes are really good. Plus like the pumpkin thing and all that stuff as well is really, really good. The stuff you can get. One thing that is really good is Jake and Sam and Anita are here with you. So you can just click on them and get the things that you want. But the pumpkin dice, the melon dice, the cocoa chopper, really, really good to go for. Obviously the mathematical hoe blueprint. You can upgrade your farming level through here, which is really good. And also in the desk, you have crop upgrades that are specific. So with your copper, you can upgrade your crop drops through like specific things. So it's really, really good. So like I'm going to upgrade my wheat right now. So now my wheat has an extra 5 farming fortune, but that is specifically for wheat, and it cost me 20 copper to do. Typically, I try and keep them all pretty even, but again, sometimes I don't have the stuff needed for these guys. Some of them I do need. You don't have to keep all of them. For example, this guy wants 14 hay bales. Now, I would want to refuse him, but he gives quite a lot of copper, and I'm just going to wait till I have excess. This guy wants to enchant the sugarcane. I don't have sugarcane right now, so I'm going to refuse that offer. And when I have sugarcane and he comes along again, we can do that. There are a lot of people that can come here. And if you want to see who can come here, you can check in your visitors logbook. And you can check who's come, who you've... how rare they are, what they get, things like that. There's legendary people. The most legendary one, I think, is the Spaceman. But you need to be garden level 15 and you need to serve 75 unique visitors already for him to come. So the Spaceman can give you a really good helmet, but it's like super hard to get. It's very, 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 very difficult. So currently right now I'm garden level 8, and the higher your level, the more things you unlock, the more milestones you get and stuff like that. So you have to farm different types of crop, levels of crop and things like that. I could obviously be higher if I weren't just farming for armor first. But I think getting farming fortune up via armor will be a lot better for me in the long run. And I'm trying to grind these croppies anyway. If you guys want to see me grind this, or just grind Hypixel or this Iron Man in general, then head over to my Twitch. I do stream this pretty much every single day or 4 or 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/merc_115. It's the same as my username on screen. It's popped up on the screen right now, or it will be in the link below in the description. So that is what the garden has done for me so far. The garden really will be a good money making method for those who want it to be. And if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below, or come by a Twitch stream, or just ask me and I can update it. And I've also got other tutorials or just like general help videos coming along soon. So make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. And if you want to see my progress in the garden, or you want to see other stuff, also like it, let me know in the comments below. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining my journey. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you soon. And make sure that you check out these videos if you haven't already.